What's up, my XRP brothers from another mother and my cute XRP sisters? This is Rob with the XRP 007 channel coming to you from another stinking hot Venice Island, although it does look like it's about to rain. So I want to get this episode filmed while I had a beautiful sunshine, and yeah, it just turns out a lot better. And the title of this episode is The XRP Flippening is Upon Us. It is showtime, it is go time, and huge breaking news. Watch this episode. I got news that you won't hear anywhere else this afternoon. And a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This channel is for educational entertainment purposes only. And yes, I'm making progress. I should be able to announce the XRP 007 proper party in 2027 by the end of this week, no later than next week. So yeah, finally got feedback from it. So excited to be making that announcement. And thank you as always, as we are looking at 11,000 subscribers next run. Appreciate each and every one of you. But indeed, if you are new to this channel, if you would hit the subscribe button to subscribe, the bell for notification, that like button, tap it, slap it, whatever you are feeling for a Monday in a brand new week in a market in red. It's awfully angry. And also, by the way, I saw this over the weekend. It's up on Bull Runner's channel. They do great work. Shout out to you brothers down there in Miami, Fort Lauderdale. A gentleman lost, get this, on his EliPal was hacked, and he lost 1.2 million XRP on his cold storage. It was everything he had, which is why I tell you, it's like when you get cold storage, and I said, one of my sponsors, Tangem, you do not have to fool with the seed phrases, so you're not going to get hacked. And then I always think, if that gentleman had just bought, like I always say, look, when you get your Tangems, you want to get 3 cards, so you have 2 extra backups. And I always say, get at least 2, if not 3, if not 4. So for example, this gentleman, had he had 2, he would have lost only 600,000 XRP. Had he had 3, he would only lost, even 800,000 XRP. And if he had had 4, it'd been like 1/4. And so that's why I say, get you a couple of those. Links in the description. You get 10% off, and then make them one of these, which is the Tangem ring, which is so cool. It is so James Bond. I love my Tangem ring. All right, that's him. And also the fine folks at Caleb and Brown. Again, one of my top places for institutional grade custodies. They do awesome work. There are no fees to custody down there. That's absolutely amazing. And the biggest reason I love Caleb and Brown is because I can buy the dip on days like today, and when you hit the banana zone, execute a trade and perfectly, and they are so fast. So the link's in the description. And last but not least, don't forget about the fine folks at iTrustCapital. Shout out to you, Bryce. Thank you for the words of encouragement. Always appreciate being appreciated. But anyway, so he was just, I trust. Where do I begin? That's probably one of my top places, because you're talking about 1% on fees when you execute a trade. Unbelievable. Who does that? The second one is that you have 0 for custody over there. Unbelievable, institutional grade. You can actually just keep your XRP as the custody, as a vault over there. You don't have to have an IRA. But when you do an IRA, well, a crypto IRA, especially if it's a Roth, you pay 0 taxes. Now, which do you want to do? You want to pay regular tax on just like if you sell within the year, or you want to pay capital gains tax, or you want to do this other thing called 0 tax? Yeah, links in the description. Tell them Rob sent you. All right, so, and yes, I'm absolutely loving. I got a new bot that I'm doing. So I've done a shift. So I know you guys have been talking about all these things to kind of help us out here. And then the new bot is incredible. It works with my MetaMask or Trust wallet, and it's getting 10 to 20% a month. Compound that. So if you're interested, email me your name, number, and a good time to call you. That's kind of where it comes back when I said I figured out how to retire on 250K. Well, it's even less now. It's more like 50K. So anyway, that's also exciting. And again, I'm still loving my AI bot over on Kraken. I got 5. And again, what I love about that, I dollar cost average into XRP every time it does sell. There you go. You got it. Now, currently we got the good, bad, and the ugly edition of today's episode. Is mostly just bad and ugly, isn't it? It's really tough to look at. Bitcoin at 62, an unbelievable XRP at $1.05. Ugh, that is butt ugly. And it says, will we get and lose $1? We'll talk about that. And I want to do a shout out to Eric in beautiful Arizona. Yeah, he put a big smile on my face, because he actually, a very kind of interesting story, because he said he saw Bitcoin watched it go by, didn't take action. And then he saw ETH at 15 cents. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. He let that opportunity go by. And then a good friend of his back in 2023 says, you know what? I think I found our golden ticket. He says it's called XRP. And what I like that makes me smile is he jumped in full breadth, depth, and scope. Yeah, you can have the world on the string. Look forward to meeting you in person, Eric, and I will be sending those links. Been kind of busy afternoon, so anticipate those. You'll have them for the days out, okay? Bank of International Settlements. So let's go ahead and dive into the good stuff that we got going on. Bank of International Settlements. Will that happen by the end of this month? We're talking Tuesday's the last day of this month. And could we see a wild card of a BlackRock ETF announcement? Those are kind of like fun booms. And then in the news, we got Ripple. This happened yesterday. They are increasing their license over in the EU. Now they got everything they need to do full-scale cross-border payments across the entirety of EU. And they now have, get this, 75 global licenses around the world. There is not a second place, my friends, when it comes to anyone that could potentially be that bridge currency. There just isn't. Comment down below if you disagree. I'd like to know. And then also over in Japan, SBI now has RLUSD as its stable coin. Are we ready to rock or what? So that's also really exciting. And then this is the huge breaking news that I have as we kind of get down to the last of this episode, but it's kind of chunky. It's from Blue up on Cedar Key. Shout out to you, Blue. Enjoyed our conversation as well. And one of the things I like about this space, we all just outside, I mentioned it the other day, my last episode, it's like it's so much more about XRP. Everybody's always trying to lift each other in all different walks and departments of life. And so, yeah, he was giving me some health tidbits that we were talking about that I'm going to put to good use. Anyway, his inside lane, it says, direct from the horse's mouth, to quote Blue, says that, Trump's inner circle says that, guess what? When it comes to the Clarity Act, come July 4th, they're going to roll it out in a dog and pony show. And to let everybody see what's in it on July 4th. Make that announcement, right? And then he says by the end of July, it will pass and it will be signed by Trump by the end of July. All right? And yes, that is really, really exciting. If you just don't realize the significance of that, I'm going to share the significance of that. And then, by the way, I will preface this by once it does pass, then the next thing that begs after, when will the effective date be, to go live? I'm going to say, let's hope it goes live by the end of September. Why? Because that would align with DTCC in their full launch in October. But keep in mind, and worth repeating again, DTCC does not, let me repeat, does not need the Clarity Act, period. End of story, okay? But the benefit of having the Clarity Act passed before then, just think of it like a sailing yacht, and your knot speed starts to just optimize, being that you have your jibs, your mainsail and your jib, and you're sailing downwind, sailing with the spinnaker. So we're just like, that's a benefit. And even if it's like January 1, let's say they don't have the effective date till January 1. In my humble opinion, not financial advice, as soon as it passes, even before Trump signs it, look for there to be a lot of people front running this market and getting positioned in XRP before it happens. And we're talking about the markets, we're talking about the banks, we're talking about the institutions, we're talking about the announcement of more XRP ETFs, the Fidelities of the world, the Vanguards of the world. I think that they're going to front run this, and then you will see the price of XRP explode. But wait, there's more. And by the way, could we go sub $1 when we're having $1 and we're $1.05? Absolutely, we could go sub. It's like 100% and 100%. I believe that the banks and other players are manipulating this market. Why? For one last bite of the apple. Definitely, they know that they're loving to get and accumulate XRP at $1, but make zero doubt they'd like to get 2 for $1 and get that last bite of the apple at 2 for 1. And if you're able to take advantage of that and buy the dip, I'm going to be trying to buy the dips right now. $1 is golden. I'll buy till I'm blue in the face at $1, and especially at $2, at $2, $4. So if you want to put a couple of cheeky bits down there. Now, how low could we go? Like, I don't know, but it would not surprise me if we do. And if it does, it's a real gift for those of you that got in at $3 or those of you that got in at $2 to be able to dollar cost average and lower your dollar cost average significantly is a real gift. So kudos if you're able to buy the dip. I'll be looking for some loose change in between the car seats. And what, guys? And what you guys don't realize, and I think nobody fully appreciates this, is that there will be an absolute, and I 100% mean absolute, wall of money, a tsunami of money to flood into XRP like we have never seen in this crypto space before. And so, yeah, and why is it so important? Is that I actually think this represents a flippening. It is a flippening moment. It is the last shackle, last handcuff to come off XRP, and handcuffs aren't a bad thing, right? So it's got to be a little bit of levity for a Monday here. But it's the last handcuff to come off of XRP, and that's been keeping it suppressed and keeping it down. And to me, with this tsunami of money coming in, I think that we could see 100 times, if not 200 times the amount that we're currently at in terms of the market size. And so that would push the price just on that alone between $100 to $200 with no utility, without any utility, just on that. And what else? As a result of this, of getting the Clarity Act also passed, I actually think that it could absolutely be a catalyst for the supply shock, i.e. that they run out of XRP on the retail exchanges. And talk about the price. What would you pay for a price that's going to be used as a bridge currency? Easily, I think that we're a 3-digit $100 XRP. And as far as dates, we got a couple of real exciting ones. I did mention the BIS, potential BlackRock. BIS would be phenomenal if we get that by the end of this month, that they actually declare XRP as a tier 1 asset. Be huge. And then also the 28th, that's when the first DTC, little bite of the apple, that they get going. Could we have a price that is only 4 days, 96 hours away till we reach Sunday? What is today? I got my days mixed up. Lord, oh Lord, I just want to get kind of front running. This is one of those weeks, right? So anyway, so the 28th, we could have the price go up. That's on Sunday. 4th of July, I think that could also be huge. I always say we're just one announcement away from like God's green candle. Could that happen on July 4th that we have? And I actually think that Trump will have an ace up his sleeve, have a trump card, no pun intended, that he's going to announce something that none of us have any clue. Watch all this stuff going on here with Iran, blah, blah, blah. All the while, he's got a major announcement that could be really exciting. Maybe it's with the bond. Maybe it's with the strategic reserve. I think that could be exciting dates. So 2 dates that in the short term that we get to look at. And again, by the end of July, I'm sticking to my targets of a minimum of $10 and potentially $100. I know that's a big range, but anyway, that's what I'm looking at basically in just a little over 4 weeks. And then we wind through the rest of summer. We're talking about August and September. And then we go into that beautiful month of October, which is going to be Rocktober. And 100%, again, I am fully expect that fireworks will happen with our XRP. I'm hoping for a minimum of $100. And again, a 10x on that would be potentially $1,000. Split the baby right in the middle. You're talking about a $500 XRP. That will be for many life-changing, if not generational changing wealth. And so probably by the end of October, yes, once we hit, I anticipate that we'll be 4 digits. Now, I'm going to be out of my XRP. You guys do what's good for you. It's just like BC Backer. He probably has so much, he got to buy it at a half a penny that at $10, he's got more money than he knows how to spend. So that's his target. As for me, it's $1,000. I will be totally out of my XRP by then, reallocating into the boat, the yacht, and then real estate, and again, the trust for my sons, and then I'm one and done. So anyway, so you guys do what's for you. It's not to advise you, nothing I say on this channel is financial advice, what is good for you. So for you younger bucks that want to hold out for 10 digits, knock yourself out, and it's like, yeah, I think I'm ready to reward myself. And also, with that being said, I think the day of champagne popping, island hopping, and yacht shopping is right around the corner. It is within our purview, within our view. And yes, and it's going to put the F in fun. And as for me, I cannot wait, yes, to buy my money penny. If you didn't hear it, that's what I'll be naming my sailing yacht. The sailing channel is Sailing Ripple. If you guys want to do that, and you can be able to follow my journeys after post-price appreciation. And indeed, for me, at $100, I'm buying the car. Probably buy an SUV at 10. But I'm buying my fun sled at 100. I'm holding out for 100, and 1,000's when I get that bigger boat. See you guys in the next episode. Peace out.